What I wanted to get at today was how I was thinking, it's like I make all these beats and I make this 8 bar loops. I even got my site 8 bar beats. I believe in that everything that I do starts with an 8 bar rhythm. And I mean, even if it's two, 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 and two, anything that makes eight, that's what I go by. I go by 8 bar beats. So I make all these loops and I've got hundreds and hundreds since I've started the MPC. So since I started the channel with the MPC almost 5 years ago. The beautiful thing about it is you can save all your work. And coming up, man, there was no save button on any of my gear. So when you can save your work, that was very, very cool. The first time I could save was on my RS 7000. And if there was one piece of gear that I could get back, it would be my RS 7000. Um, I didn't really know what I had at the time, and I missed that thing. I will end up getting it back in the studio eventually, but as the days go by, the price just keeps going up on it, and I don't know. I just like it because you could sample into it, and you got your reverbs and delays and everything right there, and it just sounded really good. When I switched over to the Renaissance, I noticed right away that that kick and that reverb wasn't there, but I was happy with the workflow, so that's what it was. But when you're making a song on here, I've saved the bottom line is I've saved every single one of my projects on here, and I'm a melody maker. I make different melodies. I hear them, I go, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put a bass in my. I play by ear, okay? So whatever I feel, that's what I play, and I've saved all of my melodies. And what's really really dope is they don't make the greatest songs, but my point is when you resample them and chop them up, you come with some crazy stuff. And I'm learning a whole lot about all of this. I got into the Rosm SP 1200, and I'm learning the workflow of it. I'm looking at the history and how they used to use the SP when it only had 10 seconds or 5 seconds on the older one, I believe. Um, how they would get sounds in there, and I think that's really really dope. And mad respect to everybody that does. I haven't done that. I haven't done that. Like Kirksteak and those people that do that, all them dudes that go and cut it from the record and they put a dude, and that's a whole nother level of creative genius. Okay, I I take my hat off to anybody who's sampled off of a record and made a beat with it, because that is just totally different than knowing what you're gonna play and chopping it up. So it got me thinking. I'm like, how am I? Because my songs aren't that great to go in and be like, oh yeah, Polly Popo, just without bullshitting everybody and be like, oh, the new hottest thing, because it ain't. It's just love that I put into the music. I want you to feel, and there's something in there you're gonna feel. So my point is, I was thinking, and leave a like on this, all right? If you guys are with me on this, okay? Because I know I've gotten a lot of support from the sound packs that I put out on 8 Bar Beats. You guys went out and got those, and that was super, super dope. And it was just bass and some modular stuff. I saved those sounds for me too. So, of course, now you guys have those sounds too. And I hope you like them. It's just the levels come in good, and I put a lot of work into it. But I've seen people create other things with those sounds, and it's really, really dope. What I'm talking about now is I've saved all of my work. Let's say you got 500 songs, okay? Let's say 500 songs. And I've whittled them down to like 20, okay? I went through every single one of them, project, exploded them, separated the stems, made a waveform, a whole 64 bar beats out of each one of these songs. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, what would it be dope to just get a record? Because my drums ain't that fire. I've got EA Ski drums, yeah, and they inspire me to play other stuff. But when I'm done with it, I wipe the drums and then I chop up that melody, and then I lay the drums again, and then I hit them chops, and it just sounds different. So I'm like, I can't just spit. I don't know how to just spit it out. But I want to take my best 20 songs, or anybody who thinks this is a good idea and want to do this. Let me know, man. I don't know. Let me know. They probably don't do this, but I think it feels right to go through these older songs that I got and push them through a mixer, make them sound really good, pay somebody to mix and master them after I pre-production them down here, and just, you know, really try to make it sound as good as possible and get it pressed like on a blue record, right? With no drums on it, just instrumentals. They could be 8-bar loops, all right? Imagine I could fit a whole lot of 8-bar beats inside of an LP. And what got me was I was watching the workflow, okay? I was watching the SP workflow. I'm watching these dudes grabbing these records. And I know the songs off the records and all that. And you guys are missing a whole lot of good records, man. I haven't seen anybody sample some of these records that I'm talking about. I don't want to get into it right now, but you're missing a lot of records. But the little bitty snippets of music that they take and they make into beautiful melodies, and they drop it, take the highs out and make it a bass line and stuff like that. I'm like, what if I were to what got me was they said, and it's not I want to put a record out to have my music out and everything and me be on stage. This is what got me. This is what got me. They pulled out this record and they said, and this is the most sampled producer. This is the most sampled record in like hip hop history. I'm ashamed that I don't know the name of the record. All right? I'm studying. I'm a student. I'm learning this shit. Okay, but they pulled out this record and they said it's the most sampled, and I got upset. I got jealous. I got upset. I was like, not that they were sampling the record. That's dope, but inside I felt like I wanted to be. Who's chasing that they want to be the most sampled record? It's like, dude, it would be an honor for me to put my music that ain't that great, but make it sound really good and hit on a record. Both sides of that bad boy. Make it blue, and you know it's you're sampling to go pick sounds from my melodics, because I make melodies. I like that, and I'll plan on putting a record out later. But I want to contribute. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody grabs, just like when they grab a sound, if they grab a sound and makes them want to make a bass line, that's dope. But if you get a whole chop out of here and it fills in the gaps before the drums on a SP or something, and you post it, I don't know, man. That's a whole new level of success. That's a whole new level of excitement. And I don't, I don't know, man. I've never sold a record like that before. I've never sold a record, period. But that's that's where I'm headed towards. I got the gear to do it. I got the music for it. I got all my ingredients. So it only points me and it makes me feel like I need to get off this joker right now and start doing it, right? And over here behind me, I got all these here. These are music stems. All these stems, dude. These are the ones that I like. I got maybe 12 or 13 of them and hundreds more inside of there. And it doesn't take me much to make a good melody and to make it sound good. But I don't mind paying somebody to mix it and make it sound bomb and do what they got to do to make it sound good. This way I can put out a banging product, because my melodies might not sound, the songs now might not be sound that great, but I've seen what they can do with a second of a sample that doesn't sound that great, and they make it sound badass. I got chops on here. Anytime you see me chopping on here, my melodies on here. I chop up my melody, just pitch them up and bop bop bop. I'm just saying, I don't know how much time is on a record. I need to learn all that stuff, what speed to spin it at, all that stuff, who to go to talk to, what to do. But I really, really think this is going to be dope. And I want to thank EA for doing this, because I wouldn't even have listened to a record if I wouldn't have got the EA record. And the drums that he provided, I also want to thank him for that, because not only did he provide a whole bunch of stuff, did I hear I hear SP 1200 drum. I hear a kick drum in there that I know from my ears is coming from an SP. He's got kicks that come from the 60. I think he literally sampled all of his gear and put it in this converters kit. So it's super, super dope. But me personally, I love the EA drums and the converter drums. But when I got the shirt, and unexpectedly, he sent out the Neve drums. Like, that was even more dope, right? He sent out Neve drums. And to me, and I heard on his video the other day, and I agree with him 100% that the Neve drums are more musically, I love the way that they just sound. So what I'm saying is I didn't have to pay $4,000 to find out if I like this or that. I already got the goods, and I know what direction I want to go to. So it's just working with people that want you to succeed is really, really dope, man. So if you guys are with me on here, leave suggestions in about, should I leave an 8-bar beat, like, and then switch to another thing? Should I do each track? Should I do the whole song? I mean, I think it would be a dope idea, man, because I can't just go out and start making beats and then be the next hottest thing like that. But if I can help somebody to do that with my busted ass beats on here with no drums. You got the EA drums. All you need is some melodies, and I'm gonna lay down some melodies on here, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really, really dope. And I got a few days. I got a long time. I'm not gonna be in a hurry to do it. I just want to bounce the idea off of you guys. Okay, we've been doing this for a long time, and I just wanted to catch up and see what you guys thought about this. I'm excited about it. All right. But other than that, I am going to start just mixing these, getting them sounding as good as I can, and then I'm gonna take them somewhere here in St. Louis. I don't even know where, and I'll send them off or whatever I gotta do to get mixed and mastered professionally, and then I want them to be on the record. I love the whole record thing. It's been through all of the steps to make it sound good, so that's why it's great to sample. I didn't know, man. I didn't know. Swear, I did not know. Super, super dope, man. But my point is, again, to be able to grab just a snippet of sound off of each record. And I know that's kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it either, because, that's the whole art form, is taking it off a record. But these are songs. These are my songs. And I've made them, and some of them have 2 strings with pianos. You guys know how I play on here. Anything that I've played on here, I've saved. So you just chop these up, and I'll put more videos out later on about it. But I just wanted to touch base with you guys about it, and see what you guys thought. I think I'm gonna jump on it, and I honestly I can't know unless I try, right? So I'm gonna cough up the bread. I know it's a lot of money. I think it's like $1,400 to get 100 records or something like that. But I'm gonna try to make them blue, and just because I want you to know that that's where you grab your samples from, and be like volume 1. I could do something, and if it works out, I could do volume 2 or whatnot. But I really think putting a bunch of 8-bar beats in there, since I got 8barbeats.com, and put 8-bar beats on there, and just put a whole bunch, dude. I mean, you'll never be able to hit the same spot. It's crazy. Well, I mean, I guess you can. I don't know too much about it, but I know it would sound dope. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you guys later. Much love and respect from St. Louis, and I'll see you on the next one.